Gratitude journal is one of the simplest, easiest, lightest things to do. A few years ago, when I was going through a challenge, I got inspired to create this 33, well, then it was 30, now it's 33, 30-day gratitude project where you get an email every day. And, what are you grateful for? And every day it's a different topic. Not everybody wants to do this right now, but if you do, if that speaks to you, it can be very simple. It can be very quick. It can be part of your morning routine, but it is pretty lovely and pretty helpful, but only if it's right for you. I got this vision of once where it's kind of like a spider web. Like if you say, "Oh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that." If you say it once, it doesn't really mean much. But if you make a practice of it, if you do it over and over, it literally has a substance. It can catch something. It's so fine and so thin, this one little gratitude. But when you weave it into your life, it literally has this substance that can be pretty powerful. It is interesting, I think, that gratitude, we kind of have a natural gratitude set point. And I don't know, I think a lot of this is genetic. It's just kind of how we've always been. Even different kids in the same family can be different. So there's no right or wrong, there's no better or worse. So just kind of tune in and get your own personal gratitude set point. It could be a gas tank, it could be 0 to 100, it could be a plant. I think it's also a habit, right? It's a habit. And if you have the worksheet, you can get out that worksheet. And if you don't, you can just use a piece of paper or even think of these mentally. So we have our gratitude set points. I'm going to say we're going to start at 50 midway. And as we look at why we're not more grateful, we can first look at our current life. Well, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening. So just jot down a few things in one of those circles. Doesn't matter which one. And as we put them on paper, our conscious mind is acknowledging it, and therefore we can allow the energy of this to clear. It's almost like in tapping, we start with, even though this is happening in my life, I can choose to be more grateful. Sometimes I like the word appreciative or thankful. You can use those, whatever feels right for you. The second really formative things is perhaps everything is really pretty good in your life right now, but your parents had some challenges, or the people you grew up with, or there were certain struggles. Those are imprinted, sometimes even pre-verbal. So we've done some of those. So even if you don't know exactly what those are, dad worked 3 jobs, mom single parent. Jot down whatever you do know, or 5 kids in 5 years. Probably didn't get much personal attention. And aren't we resilient? In the next circle, let's go ahead and I think I have ancestors in a different circle. It doesn't, you can put it up where it is on the sheet. Our ancestors, didn't you think that story about the mice was interesting? And if you don't remember, it's like we can get messages from our ancestors at least 4 generations back. So did they go through war? Yes. Did they go through starvation? Did they go through the depression? Much more fear, much more illness, and we can honor them and choose to turn on different programming in our system. A really big factor is the current people we live with or surround ourselves with. You know, studies have shown that it's our closest circle, the 5 people we hang out with most, or the people we live with, our now family, not our family of origin, but our now family or friends or associates. What is their attitude towards life or towards struggles? It can be really challenging if someone has different viewpoints than ours and no hope. And the last area is our own decisions, our own limiting beliefs, things that we have decided that just aren't possible for us, known or unknown. If you see that and know it, you can write that down. And if you don't know it, you can just put a question mark because your unconscious knows. And it might not even feel okay to be grateful, to be super high energy when there are challenging things going on. But again, our energy can help. It's like we need to put on our, what do you call it, oxygen mask. And as we rise, even in gratitude, in peace, in consciousness, in presence, we can see what we can do or what can be done. So we think about Gandhi or Viktor Frankl. It's like incredibly difficult situations, but to still live with high energy and compassion and not to go under in these challenging times. And so we can give ourselves permission to release some of these old patterns that are in us. We can do this. We could do this with tapping, or you could do it with emotion code and body code. So let's just take a look, and you might even run your finger along the things you've written in the circles, releasing the energy of these things in my current life. I see them, I acknowledge them, releasing any energy that blocks my life force. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Releasing the energy of these things in my first 7 years, known and unknown, that blocks my high energy. Releasing these influences from my ancestors, known and unknown. As we release them, we can be more helpful. Releasing any absorbed energy or patterns of current people we live or associate with, so that I can be clear to see what I choose to think, what I choose to feel. Releasing my own decisions or limiting beliefs and the experience of what I have decided in the past. That was then, this is now. I'm choosing to grow. I'm choosing to move forward. I'm giving myself permission to install new programs now. I'm giving myself permission to change my gratitude set point. We're going to do a little bit more with this in a second. What would be a good symbol if you wanted more happiness, if you wanted more gratitude, if you wanted appreciation? What would be a good symbol for that? Ask your unconscious to pop that in. Could be a flower, could be a sun. And if you didn't get one, just make one up. I just saw this picture. I don't have it in the slideshow, but I've shared it before, so some of you might remember it. It's this person just with light emanating from them. And it feels like they're walking, right? So they're walking through life and they're just shining light. It's like light rays shining through them. That would be, that's gratitude, that's blessing. And this is a little bit of TFT. So placing your right hand flat on the upper chest, over the thymus gland, below the collarbone. Just do a soothing clockwise circle. As you continue rubbing, begin to repeat out loud, I deeply love and accept myself, even if I think I might not deserve to be free of these old gratitude blocker influences. I deeply love and accept myself, even if I think I might not deserve to be free of these old gratitude blocker influences. I deeply love and accept myself, even if I'm afraid of letting go of this part of my old identity. This talks to the pre-verbal part, and allow that image of happiness that you got to kind of come in through and around you. And on that second page, I am grateful. You can write some things you're grateful for or some new permissions. And let's just zip these in. It's okay for me to be happy and grateful. I'm grateful for the abundance I have. I give myself permission to be happy and grateful, even in the midst of rough times. I'm grateful for new opportunities coming my way. Wonderful connections open up for me. Everything that I have lost is returned to me tenfold. That's interesting. Anything that is true can never be lost. Every day, in every way, I give permission for things to get better and better and better. And let some of the good things or personal good things that you felt come in through the heart chakra, plant them in our auric bubble, in our energy field. Plant it in your room. Let literally this energy of gratitude become substantial around you. And then just tune back in to that gratitude scale and see where it is now. And we are the controllers. So if you want that to be higher, just make it a little higher and feel the energy. And if you want it to be a little bit higher, make it a little higher, make it a little brighter. As you have more gratitude, more happiness, more appreciation, you will be able to help more.